it's Tiana and I'm back with another video. So, I thought it would be fun to share my musical journey with you guys. You know, things like when I started singing, when I started playing my instruments, how I even made the decision to start releasing music, things like that. So, when I was younger, I went to a Christian elementary school from kindergarten to grade 6. It was called Three Fishes Christian Elementary School. So if anybody here is watching from Three Fishes back in my era, hey guys. In Three Fishes, we did different concerts for Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, and in those concerts, I would either sing solos or sing in the different groups with the children, and we would practice for months prior at the time, just rehearsing, getting our parts and everything. And I give so much credit to the teachers because that's a lot of work. Sometimes when my dad would pick me up after school, we would go to Long and McQuaid, and my dad would go in the speaker section and I would be in the drum room. You would probably think that since you see me mostly playing piano, why would she be in the drum room? No, I was obsessed with the drums in Long and McQuaid back then. I would just go in the room and play the electric drum kit, the bongo drums, play with the drumsticks and everything. And my dad would just like leave me in there and just, just let me enjoy while he figured out his speaker stuff. Honestly, Long and McQuaid was just a very good part of my life when I was younger. Just being around music and just seeing different people playing the instruments and everything around the store was just amazing to me. My dad ended up getting me some bongo drums for either my birthday or Christmas because he saw how much fascination I had in them and I was obsessed with them. I sang solos in church. When I was younger, the church I was going to at the time, I was the only youth there. And they knew I could sing. So when it came time for Youth Sunday, of course, Tiana's doing something, and I always sang solos. So that was kind of my solo start in the church. My family and I would go down in our basement, which is now our studio, and we would sing, we would play instruments. Me and my brother, we would play the bongo drums, and my dad wrote a lot of music at that time. So a lot of the songs that we sang were his, and we would sing and play and harmonize. My cousin taught me how to harmonize, specifically singing the soprano part. He would teach us how to harmonize and, stay on key and everything. And we just had a ball down here, just playing and singing unto the Lord. And actually, our basement and our studio space never used to look like this. It was like cement walls, guys. And it was very, very cold down here before. And then, after a while, my dad put some drywall up and he painted and everything like that. So it was good. I started piano lessons when I was about 10 or 11. I did private piano lessons for, I'm gonna say about 2 or 3 years. And I attended RCM. I believe that I only went up to level 5 or 6. Anybody who has done RCM here know that it is like no joke. Like any mistake that you make, they dock you for it. The scales, the chords, whatever it is, it is a big deal. I was interested in piano but was disinterested at the same time. I was a kid, so I didn't want to do certain things, and my parents kept encouraging me to continue the piano lessons. After a while, I said to myself, I'm like, I don't want to do piano lessons anymore. I want to do vocals. Like all of a sudden. And my parents were like, okay, after enough encouraging me of the piano, they decided to put me in vocals too, because my piano teacher, she was also a vocal teacher. The vocals didn't last very long though. I don't think it even lasted like 2 months. And I stopped playing piano altogether, actually. This piano right here was my first piano. So that was maybe like what, I'm gonna say what, like 15 years ago we've had this, and it still works good and everything. I stopped playing piano altogether. I just didn't want to. I didn't see the purpose in it anymore. But the thing is that you have to realize as a musician is that everything becomes muscle memory for you. So even though I wasn't really playing piano for a number of years, I still remembered keys, and I still remembered chords. I still remembered what staccato meant. I still remembered what the half notes meant, how long you hold it, the quarter notes and everything. I remembered it all. It didn't leave me. I joined the church in 2024 when I was 15, and I joined the worship team where I mainly sang and harmonized with them for a bit. And then once they found out that I could play piano as well, they started putting me at the piano more, playing and rehearsing with them. And then they wanted me to start singing and playing at the same time, which I hated. I absolutely did not like it. I tried to like stay away from it as much as possible, but they kept, encouraging me, and everything like that. And even though it was really difficult, I still had to do it. I still had to learn. So during this time, I learned more keys. I learned about the number system, like 1, 3, 4, and 5, and like whichever number related to the keys, and everything like that. And I developed the skill a lot more. So at that time, I didn't see the purpose of all this because all I thought was, this is hard, this is hard, this is hard. But seeing where I am now, playing and singing at the same time, like God was just preparing me all that time to do it. So once I transitioned out of the Christian school and I started going to public schools from grade 7 to high school, no one in the schools really knew that I could sing besides my close friends. Only them knew. In high school is when I became a Christian as well. I became a Christian around 15, 16, decided to give my life over to the Lord and be baptized in my church and, start my school year of grade 11 and 12 fresh, So my high school had a talent show, and surprisingly, I enrolled in it. I was very nervous about it, but I said to myself, I'm like, I love to sing. I'm like, hey, it's a talent show, being able to show off your talent, So I signed up and I sang, Read All About It by Emily Sandé. And the response that I got afterward from the teachers and the students, like they were in awe. Some of them even came up to me and they're like, Tiana, we didn't even know that you could sing like that. Just this quiet, shy girl, just from when I was a child, I was always just shy. And just the fact that I was able to sing in front of all those people was like amazing to me. So a couple months later, I was sitting in the hallway of my high school and my principal comes up to me and she's like, Tiana, meet me in the office at lunch. And I'm like, what did I do? And she's like, just meet me in the office. And I was so scared. And I remember going to that office trembling because I was just like, what did I do? And she asked me, she's like, can you sing the O Canada National Anthem for the graduation? And I'm like, sure. I just remember that coming out of my mouth. Listen, guys, I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I remember going home and telling my parents and my family, and they were really happy for me that I got the opportunity. And I don't think I have any footage of me singing for the high school graduation. I think I only have the picture, and I'll insert it here. But I sang it. I was so nervous, and that was probably one of the greatest honors of my life, to be able to sing O Canada for my high school graduation. So in terms of drumming, up till this day, I don't claim myself to be a drummer. I just happen to play some beats, but I'm not like a rock star drummer or anything like that. No, nothing like that. I did drum lessons for a little bit. It didn't last very long though, but what really helped me learn how to play drums was honestly just watching people, watching other people playing the drums and the timing and stuff like that, and the tempo, and being able to follow the musical director in the church, being able to know when to play the cymbal and all those kind of things. So I was mentoring my cousin who was learning how to play the drums, and he was following me. So in terms of, I was, leading him and directing him, correcting him on certain beats and everything, 2/4 time, 4/4 time, and playing with him to make sure that he got the tempo and everything, fast and slow. And we started putting him to play for services for worship so that he could learn to, follow not just me, but also the timing of the other singers. So at this time, I was singing, playing piano, leading worship, and then directing him at the same time. So I was doing like 4 or 5 different things while leading worship. Guys, don't ask me how I did it, but like it just happened. I don't know, it just happened. I ended up going back to piano lessons in 2018. My dad one day said to me, he said, Tiana, I think you should go back to doing piano lessons. He's like, pray about it and, like, let me know. And I prayed about it, and I just felt very strongly like the answer was yes. Like from God, like he just gave me the direct yes. And I went back to him and I'm like, yes, I believe that God wants me to go back to doing piano lessons. I did the piano lessons for about 2 years. So developed the skill a little bit more, got better and everything. And now I am playing and singing at the same time and loving it. So once I became more confident singing and playing over those number of years and doing the piano lessons, I started posting like little covers on my Instagram stories and as a post as well. So one day my sister says to me, she says, Tiana, why don't you post these videos on a YouTube channel? Why don't you start a YouTube channel and post them and just see what happens? Like, she's like, you never know. And that was so nerve-wracking for me because Instagram is public if you set it as public, but like YouTube is like public. So it took me a while to like make the decision, but I finally did it. I think my first video was my Christmas one, Mary, Did You Know? And I started posting more and more and just growing in that confidence and in terms of ministry. That's not what I called it at the time, but now that I look back on it now, it's ministry. So after a while of me doing this, I was getting ready to record another cover, and my dad, he said, you need to start writing and recording your own music. And at that point, I had You Never Change, but I didn't think that Never Change could be a song, because it was only a 3-liner that I had. And that song actually came to me during worship. I have a video about that you can watch here. You Never Change came to me during worship, and all it was the God on the mountains, the God in the valleys, you never change. And I said, how can that be a song? And my dad said, a song doesn't have to have a verse, a bridge, a chorus. It could just be a 3-liner song, and it could be so encouraging to someone. So I'm like, all right, let me just try this out. Not even knowing that God was speaking through my dad at the time. I'm just like, let's just see. So I recorded it. My dad mastered and produced it. I did the piano and the drums for it. My dad did the bass for it. And I decided that the song would be released April 2023. And now, 3 singles later, guys. If you would ask me when I was 15 or even younger if I thought that I would be doing this now, being a Christian music artist and singing and just worship leading and doing music videos and everything, I'm still in awe of what God is doing. And thank you guys so much for following me on this journey. There's so much more music to come. You guys just stay tuned. Please continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and press the bell for notifications. I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye!